We've been hearing about Mythos forever, and to finally have it in our hands is unbelievable. It's so unbelievable that we don't actually have it in our hands because Mythos 5 is not the model that we all have access to now. What we did end up getting is a new model called Fable 5, which is still Mythos, but it has a bunch of safeguards in front. I have a lot of layers to go into here, from how it feels to build with them, to all the benchmarks that we got, to a handful of benchmarks that aren't even public yet that I was able to get early access data for so I can show you guys first. So you should be excited. I know I am. I'll do my best to not waste time and just cover the facts. Notice that they say Mythos 5/Fable 5 here. The reason for that is because a lot of these benches had questions that Fable 5 outright refused to answer, which would plummet the scores. Even something simple like Terminal Bench saw a 20-point drop compared to when the same run was done with Mythos. But when you take a look at what its capabilities are, as in what it's able to do unrestricted, it crushes. I burned through the 5-hour session limits on two $200 accounts at the same time, which I never thought I would be able to do. SWE Bench Pro, it got an 80% on, which GPT-5.6 only got a 58.6. Remember, though, we don't like that bench. I did a detailed breakdown of why SWE Bench Pro is kind of garbage now, because most of the bench is existing pull requests and handing the model the description of this PR that merged in an old commit hash, and it just seems like Mythos 5 has so much data in its training that it has the details to recreate those PRs. The Frontier Code bench, however, is much more interesting, and we'll dive into that more in the future. For now, though, it got a 30% when Opus 4.8 only got a 13 and 5.5 only got a 5.7. Its vision capabilities are a meaningful upgrade from the Opus line. It's really good at spatial reasoning, the first time they've taken this lead from OpenAI. And as I mentioned before, it scored well on Terminal Bench, but the model we get scored much more poorly because it blocked a handful of the requests in the Terminal Bench tests. I'm lucky to have Data Curve sharing the deep SWE numbers with me early. If you haven't already watched the deep SWE video, highly recommend it. Most of these code benchmarks suck. This is one that I think makes actual sense. And what it shows here is that Fable on X high performs comparably to GPT 5.5. But more importantly, they crushed all of Opus's scores with fewer dollars spent. So even though this model is much more expensive, it ends up being a better deal overall compared to most Opus models because it uses way fewer tokens. This is a great change, and I'm thankful to see Anthropic token maxing a little less hard, at the very least with the capabilities of this model.